Welcome to the show with the eternal self. Every visit banger, best believe he don't miss. Do me a favor, drop a sub and keep tuning in. If you like what you see, go and share with your friends.
Now, we're only one day away from episode 4 for the Ahsoka series, and there are a couple things that we're going to be getting. But this one thing in particular that will be revealed in episode 4 for sure is what Sabine has been training for all this time. Number one, for starters, before we even talk about the reveal, let's talk about this. We see that we're going to be getting a fight between Marrok and Ahsoka, and this is going to be one that's interesting because they've been talking about that in episode 4 we're going to get the character revealed as their backstory will be told a little bit in this episode. Now, the biggest rumor that I've been hearing is that it's like a resurrected Kenobi, or it's actually the Inquisitor that had gotten resurrected as well, or brought back from Tales of the Jedi, or even Star Wars Rebels' 8th brother. There's a couple theories out there. I mean, look, we know the biggest one is Starkiller, and the other rumor is of Ezra. Ezra's a good possibility as well. That is another one, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what they give us tomorrow, potentially if it's a new character or if it's one of these that we did just talk about right now. But the other big reveal is that they'll probably show off Sabine Wren wielding Force abilities in episode 4 of the Ahsoka series. Now, in that same trailer, it talks about how a new hero will rise, and that is of Sabine Wren. And now when you think about all this put together, you know as well what's coming. We are going to see this fight between Shin and her, and it is going to be a redemption story right here, or revenge arc. Now, the thing that worries me or concerns me is that how long was their training? That's the other biggest question I have, number one. Number two, if she lost the first time against Shin, how is she going to sit here? I mean, we know that she's obviously going to put it on Shin, but how, if she barely trained, in at least our eyes, she didn't really train for long. So how did she become so good so quick, as she really never finished her Padawan training with Ahsoka, as we know that from the season so far, when they do talk about how she stopped her training, meaning Ahsoka stopped Sabine's training. So I'm just curious to see how this all plays out. And like I said, we saw that they were training on Ahsoka's ship, but it wasn't for long. At least we think it wasn't for long, right? It hasn't been months, years. It's probably been just a couple days up until they see Shin again, in which we saw in the 3rd episode. It looks like they get stuck there on that planet, and we see Baylan, Marrok, and Shin. So I'm curious as to how her training progressed so much, and I'm hoping that they elaborate on that, because like I said, that is a big concern, and we should be concerned and question that, because again, we know Jedi or Padawans that do become Jedi Knights and Masters, it takes them years. It takes them a long time to master what they know. Now, listen, in a fight, I mean, I get it. You could take like 6 months at least, to really master yourself. But after what we did see when we saw Shin facing off against Sabine, it concerns me. And like I said, I wonder if they're ever going to explain this. But what do you guys think down below? At this point, we know that they're going to make her Force sensitive. That's the route that it looks like it's going. Is this something that you guys are okay with? As the fandom has been very, very divided when it comes to this. I mean, my personal opinion is I really don't agree with it. I think that it'd be cool if she was just a Mandalorian wielding a lightsaber and she uses her gadgets, as we know that she is very great when it comes to that, because we've seen it, like I said before in other videos, and even Star Wars Rebels, when Kanan basically gets rid of the darksaber out of her hand and she utilizes her gadgets. So I thought that was cool. I mean, I just don't think we need to see her be Force sensitive. I don't think everybody has to be that, but it looks like that's the route that they're going. And listen, I don't knock anything, but that's just my personal opinion. But comment down below, guys, what do you think about episode 4 potentially revealing that Sabine might wield some Force ability powers, and the reveal of Marrok, and who you think the character is behind the mask? Thanks for tuning in. Catch you in the comment section.